If you could only take three things to a regatta, not counting your gear, what would you take?
Well, I mean, I guess a harness is top of the list. On the
You
Wind
never,
Rider, of course,
Bruce, you
when
never
that
needed
one.
one when you were a young man. Why do you, what, you know,
Oh yeah, but
go
no,
on.
the harnesses are good. And the other thing is sunscreen,
Yeah,
or a way to cover up from the sun, and potentially uh, eyewear to protect my eyes.
yeah. Okay. Do you have any pre-race superstitions?
No.
Okay. Okay. So, which event have you been to that had the best post-racing party?
Gosh, there's been so many. I'd have to say the wildest windsurfing prize giving and post race party was probably the Mistral Class World Championships in Kashiwazaki, Japan, where I won. It was the first time I won an Olympic class World Championships, and it was absolutely wild. And I have to say that in hindsight, I was a bit embarrassed by the behaviour of everybody, but gosh, it was certainly memorable.
They didn't have the. I used to be in the bike industry, and we used to go to the Shimano parties in Osaka, and they used to have the big box of sake and the little square boxes you used to drink the sake out of, and I think that always makes the
Yes.
party go off with a bit of a bang.
Yes, especially when all the tables start having competitions against each other to see who can make the highest pyramid out of those little boxes, and everybody's dehydrated and hasn't eaten all day.
So here's a music one. You've got one song to play as your intro music before a race. What is it?
I guess the traditional one for me, in a sense, has been Holiday in Cambodia from the Dead Kennedys.
Okay, so who's the funniest sailor you've ever shared a beach with?
Oh, look, the last event was hilarious. There's so many characters out there, but I think out of all the events I've done, I think the funniest has been probably Mike Gebhardt. Um, I look back at all the events that we ended up having wild parties, and he was always in the thick of it with me. And then, of course, some years later, Ricardo Giordano, he was hilarious. Yeah, there's been a lot of funny people.
It's great when you meet people like that.
He is certainly Sham Watkins at the
Yeah,
last event, absolutely hilarious.
fantastic. So, if you could swap your life with any other Olympic athlete, who would it be?
Oh, being an Olympic athlete and a successful Olympic athlete, it's tough. The emotional um, challenges that you have to go through and the physical challenges, it's tough. And it's not always an enjoyable experience.
Mm,
Of course, the objective of life is to enjoy the journey, not the destination.
yeah.
But yeah, it's a tough one, and I wouldn't want to inflict that on anybody.
Mm, yeah, yeah,
Of course, you know,
yeah.
it's fantastic to meet these extreme people and these amazing athletes, and watch the opening and closing ceremonies and the whole thing.
Okay, so final question, Bruce. When they make a movie about you, who would you like to play the
Oh,
lead
I
role?
don't think so.
Who would you like to play the lead role?
Oh gosh. Oh, I got no idea. I couldn't even answer that one.
Far too modest, far too modest. Well, Bruce, look, that's I think we've got through some great insights into your life and your philosophy and stuff, and what you're doing over in New Zealand to grow the windsurfer class, which we all wish you a huge amount of success with, and that's so fantastic to be able to offer so much back to the sport. So it's been an absolute pleasure for me to interview you, Bruce, and hopefully we'll have another chat with you into the future and find out what's been happening over there.